Have you got a kid in exams who's really struggling because maybe they get so anxious that they get overwhelmed, they get shut down, they can't think, they have panic attacks, and they can't function in the exams? So let me just help you to understand what's happening in the brain. You can show them this video so that they can make sense of what's happening, so that they feel more empowered to be able to care for themselves through the exams and get better grades because they're feeling calmer and more regulated. I'm Zaria. I work with folk who had trauma or abuse in childhood, and a couple of clients have got teens who are struggling through exams. So I wanted to do this because I've helped a few friends' kids who's struggling with anxiety, and my daughter has too. So let me share with you what's going on. So when you get into a hyper aroused state, so basically you've got triggered and you feel really scared. You can feel that you're getting into fight or flight. You're really tense. Maybe you're shaking. Maybe you feel like you're having a panic attack. Your heart is racing. What's happened is your sympathetic nervous system has got triggered, and it's flooding your nervous system, and you feel more defensive. You've got racing thoughts. You might have intrusive memory that's going, or intrusive thoughts that are going, you're going to fail. You're not going to remember everything. It's going to be awful. You feel unsafe. And you might feel like you've got ants in your fingers. It just feels really, really uncomfortable. What's going on is there's too much arousal. You think in the exam hall, the lights are really bright. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of noise and shuffling going on. As things get calm, you can feel all the tension from everybody. What I want you to do is they're handing out all the papers, I want you to regulate yourself, do bilateral stimulation, breathe into the corners of the room. So imagine all your energy going into the corners of the room. Close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath into your belly, and a big sigh. Not so loud that it disturbs everybody else, but enough that you feel this sensation. That helps to calm you. What you also want to do is respond to yourself with empathy. So if you're hearing intrusive thoughts, you want to say to yourself, it makes sense that you're thinking intrusive thoughts. You've got aroused, so you're in the hyper arousal. Your nervous system is sending you into a panic. It's just your nervous system. Let's get safe. What helps before an exam is to imagine a safe space where you have access to everything that you've studied, and you are calm, regulated. You might see, like, maybe your teacher is with you in the room and they're feeding you the information, or maybe the books that you've studied are there, or maybe there's innate wisdom that is flowing to you. Take yourself into that place, get yourself calm with your breathing, maybe do some regulation, smile into yourself. Soothe yourself like you would like a best friend, saying, oh, sweetheart, I know that it's stressful. Exams can be so hard. There's so much resting on it. I believe in you. I see you. You want to smile into yourself. When you're smiling into yourself, this is the ventral vagal nerve, the social nervous system that connects to your ears. So your tone of voice in your own head is really important. Instead of making yourself wrong and getting frustrated and critical, you want to smile into yourself with kindness. You want to be really empathetic with yourself and kind to yourself. You want to see yourself with eyes of kindness, saying kind things to yourself. And then your feelings feel a little bit more tolerable because you are responding to yourself with empathy and kindness and compassion. If you can imagine like a warm blanket on your shoulders, it helps you to access a safer space. And when you're feeling safer, you're more able to focus. Now, sometimes what can happen is you're looking at the pages, you begin to go, oh my God, there's so much here. How am I going to remember it all? And then you might get overwhelmed. if you get overwhelmed, your parasympathetic nervous system, your dorsal vagus nerve will get switched on. And when that happens, you get immobilized because your whole nervous system has gone into a shutdown state where you just collapse. You shut down, you get immobilized, you can't think, you can't remember anything, you can't take action, and you might find yourself daydreaming or shut down or looking and noticing other people. You might just feel utterly exhausted and have no energy, or like you're disassociating and not there. If that's happening, just go to the edge of where you're disassociating, take a breath, and breathe in that peace that you're feeling. Let yourself know that you're safe here. Do some bilateral stimulation. You might even do it like you're watching a tennis match. So just going right and left in front of you. Nobody else can see because everybody else is looking forward anyway. Imagine yourself being rooted into the earth. Take some deep breaths all the way down into your feet so you get more embodied and here. And then you want to break down whatever you're doing into smaller sections. So if you're on like a big 24 marker, instead of going, this is so overwhelming, just spend a moment writing. What are you going to do in the introduction, the paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, making sure that there's weaknesses and strengths, and then the conclusion, just in like the top 5 lines. And then if you get overwhelmed, you can go, okay, what's my next one step? So the antidote to overwhelm is finding your next one step. To think clearly and get that one step, you need to get safe. So I want you, again, to imagine before you go into the exam, and you can do it every day, imagine yourself in the exam, but you're in a safe space. You have your books with you, you have your teacher there, you have a flow, you're feeling safe, happy, relaxed. It's like there's a light bulb inside your head going off with the ideas and the clarity of where you're going. Imagine yourself flowing before you go into the exam. And then when you get there, remember that safe space, and right from that place with a warm blanket around you that feels comforting and nice, and that helps you get into that focus. If at the start of the exam you get into a panic, I want you to do that same thing. Get yourself safe, take a deep breath, maybe do some bilateral stimulation. If you find that it's a bit weird touching yourself here, you might do it on your legs. You want to do it quite quickly. Then find one quick question that you can do that's really easy so that you get your momentum, and then you can flow with the whole exam. I'm sending you love, and I hope that this helps all of you. I have put in the comments above a link. If you're a parent and you've got a kid who is doing exams, I would love to hear more about the struggles that you have with your panic and anxiety, because I'm thinking of doing a training on it, on kids and anxiety, teens and young adults with anxiety, and how us as parents can support them and how they can support themselves. So if you'd like to share your details and let me know what is there, please do. I'm sending you love, and I hope this helps you with your exams. Good luck. Bye. Well, share in the comments too what you found helpful in this and what you're going to practice. Sending you love.